All right. So today we're continuing with our discussion about the chakras, and we are coming into the conversation around the chakras from the angle of disruptions in your chakras or blocks in our chakras. And today we're going to talk about our second chakra, our sacral chakra. And think about the chakras, they're a wheel, right? They're a wheel. So it's like movement and energy. So as each chakra flows, right, then the energy moves up, right? So when there's a blocked chakra, right, then the energy circles back down, right? So it becomes a pattern where you're not able to access or move through the flow. And if we think about a blocked chakra, like I want us to think also about maybe a hyper active chakra, like maybe it's spinning the other way. So when we're talking about balance, being out of balance can be a block to balance or a hyper manifestation of that chakra. So the second chakra, the sacral chakra, is about sexuality, right? So it's sexuality, intimacy, connection, feelings, right? So a balanced chakra, we're in touch with our feelings that we have ourselves. We're able to express them freely. We're able to connect intimately, which doesn't necessarily mean sexually, but it could, with other human beings, right? Think about that too, and I think about sexuality, like that's also about birth, all these types of things like growing. So that type of feeling or maternal, like those types of connections are also in this area. And then birthing and all that too, like is also creativity, right? So the sacrum, right, our sacral center really too is about, so it's about like also that sense of creativity, right? So if we're in tune with ourselves, right, we're in tune with our emotions, like our creative selves, it's about movement, it's about joy. All those are the balance chakra, right? So is that chakra blocked, right? Block could be not in touch with your own emotions. Not able to express your emotions. That it could be too about connection with other people. So there could be, like not able to connect with another human being in an intimate way. That could be part of it. Blocked creatively. That could be a part of it. Right. So think about those. Like, so it's closed down. Right. There's nothing flowing, if you will. Go with this theme. Think about it also as like a hyper expression too. So an out of balance chakra, like spinning maybe the other direction, you can think of it that way, would be an over attachment, right? Unhealthy attachment, no boundaries between you and other people, right? So then that's a little bit too about a disconnect from self-love. Right. So we can think about it in lots of different ways, but the way I like to think about it is like, how do I come more into harmony? And I want to try to amplify, right, the positive aspects of this chakra. Right. So with that in mind, let's go ahead and come onto our mats, right? And I want to start today in child's pose because I want us to kind of feel into that lower navel area. So in our child's pose, we're going to have the big toes touching and the knees are going to be towards the outer edges of the mat, right? And then the hips here shift back towards the heels. This is a shape that we can support ourselves in with a blanket, right? So we could bring the blanket behind the thighs, right? That's going to give us a little support in the shape. It could be too that we bring it to the front of the body. So here, this is in my hip flexor. So this could be a nice way to support yourself in the shape. Right? If you want to let the head rest, right, we could bring the block underneath the head. You could Simply stack the hands under the head. So once we shape ourselves using props as we need to let the body feel supported in this shape, we start to settle. So the settling here is a relaxing of the belly, if you will. Yeah, and then we're going to gently swing the hips here side to side. As the hips swing side to side, the head might kind of follow them. You see how it feels in the neck. Just let it be organic, right? Feeling into the shape, feeling into the movement. Noticing how your breath is moving here, connecting with our inhale, with our exhale. Yeah, if the hips are rocking, we'll start to come back to center in stillness with the movement. Give yourself a full breath cycle, an inhale and an exhale here. And then as your next inhale comes, let's make our way into tabletop. We'll plant the palms. We can move our blanket if we're using it off to the side. Hands are spread wide. We have our shoulders over our wrists and our knees are under our hips. So we'll draw our knees in more towards each other. And then we're going to lift the tailbone, belly drops, breath in as the chest moves forward, and then exhaling. Tucking the tailbone will arc the spine, head towards the mat. Yeah, a few times here. Yeah, one more full round here. Belly down, chest forward, inhale. Cow pose, exhaling through cat. And then from cat, we're going to come back to neutral. So we're going to have a long spine. The abdomen's engaged here. And we're going to stretch the right leg out long behind us. Keep the toes on the ground here first. Right, try to stay level across the lower back, right? So I'm not dropping that hip towards the mat. And then I want to walk my left fingertips forward. So I'm stretching out through my limbs as much as I can, but they're still connected to the mat. Then on the inhale, see if you can move from your center right around our navel, right? We're going to lift up here. Yeah. And then we have 3 breaths. Breathing in. Breathing out 1. Breathing in. Breathing out 2. Breathing in. Breathing out 3. Hands come back down, knees come back together. Stay engaged at center. We're going to visit that straight away. Second side. Left leg lengthens out. Toes stay on the mat though. Level out through the hips first. Then we're going to see about walking those right fingertips forward. So I'm reaching with my limbs as much as I can, but they're still connected to the floor, right? But they feel light. Using again that center body strength. We're going to inhale. We're going to lift. Here for 3 breaths. Breathing in. Breathing out 1. Breathing in. Breathing out 2. Breathing in. Breathing out 3. And letting the hands come down. Let the knees come back down. If you have your block, you can bring it towards the front of the mat. Yeah. And then we're going to tuck our toes here, and then we're going to shift the hips up towards the ceiling. So we're coming into our downward facing dog. As we start to lengthen out, you can pedal out here, bending one knee and then the other knee. All right. Step the feet to the outer edges of the mat. And then let the heels settle a little bit here. Knees are going to be kind of bendy. We're going to do a bear walk, chair pose kind of flow. All right, so we have our block up. So as we inhale, we're going to keep the feet really wide. We're going to walk up to the top of the mat, right? We got our block there, so that's where where the block might come in handy. And then we're going to keep the hips low, so it's a little bit like a squat. We're going to inhale up. We're going to exhale back down. Right, and then we're going to take that back again. Yep, so we're going to do that a few times. You can be faster here. You can kind of jump if you want. Right, feet are going to come forward. Right, we have our chair, squat. We're going to come back down and take it back. Good job. Yeah, let's do it 2 more times. We're going to take it back into our downward facing dog one last time. Give yourself an extra breath here. Yeah, and then soften both knees. Look towards the front of the mat. We're going to exhale the feet forward, but this time we'll keep the feet inside the hands. So it'll be a little bit shorter stance. Yeah, you got your block there again. All right. Soften the knees enough so that you feel the spine lengthening rather than just really forcing stretch into the back of the legs. Yeah, and then here you're going to say yes with the head. You're going to say no with the head. A little I don't know, a little shoulder shrug side to side. Yeah, we're going to breathe in through the nose. Breathe out through the mouth. Yeah, and then as we inhale, we're going to slowly roll up to standing. Arms can continue to circle up overhead. All right, exhale is going to bring hands together at the center of the chest. Yeah, as we find ourselves in mountain pose, you can let the eyes be soft here. I want you to feel yourself aligning from the inside out. So we're going to feel the feet fully on the mat. There might be a little stepping or moving through the feet so you can really feel the soles of the feet on the mat. And then we start to lengthen up here. We're stacking hips over ankles, shoulders over hips, ears over shoulders. As we inhale, we're going to stretch fingertips up towards the ceiling. You can look at the hands. Exhale, hands are going to circle down and around. They're going to come back together at center. We're going to do that again. One more time. All right, as the hands come back to center, we're going to step the right foot all the way back. Switch sides really quick. Right, and as that right foot steps back, we're going to let the toes face the long edge of the mat. And we're going to bend deeply into the left knee. I'm keeping it over my ankle, moving towards the outside edge of the foot. Right, and then arms are going to come out. Right, here's our warrior 2. We're inhale, we're going to take it back, peaceful warrior. Exhale, we're going to come forward into extended side angle. Right, so there's the flow. And I want to feel kind of, really fluid here, that water quality. So you might be having really big movements. The arms are a little softer today because I really want us to focus on moving through the torso. We're going to come forward with the exhale, extended side out, and then we're going to inhale back to our warrior 2. From warrior 2, we're going to take the right hand behind the back. So you can just bring the back of the hand to the lower back. If you want to keep wrapping it more forward, you can. See if you can find a little more bend in the front knee. We're going to turn the left palm up towards the ceiling. Then we're going to reach with the left hand, and then we're going to stretch up. Yeah, nice. We have 3 breaths here. Breathing in. Breathing out 1. Breathing in. Breathing out 2. Breathing in. Breathing out 3. Inhale one more time. As you exhale, take that left forearm down to the top of the left thigh. Now that right hand's going to free up. It can come to the hip. It could be up towards the ceiling. You can drop it over the ear. We have the option to take the shape a little deeper by bringing that left hand down towards the mat more. Here could be, again, a time that we're reaching for our block. Yeah. Your variation of the shape, we have 3 breaths. Breathing in, breathing out 1, breathing in, breathing out 2, breathing in, breathing out 3. Use your in-breath to come back up into your warrior 2. Exhale, lengthen the legs. Let the hands come to the hips. We're going to turn the left toes to meet the right toes. So we're in a standing straddle. Hands are going to shift from the hips to the lower back. So palms are going to come to the lower back. We're going to draw the elbows and we're going to lift the chest. Big breath in here. Stay with the breath out. One more time. Breath in. Breath out. Inhale, come to neutral with the spine. We're going to let the arms relax. We're going to weight into the balls of the feet so we can pick up the heels and draw them in, or however you want to get there. So now my toes are kind of 11 o'clock, 1 o'clock. The knees are going to move that way. I still want to feel like I'm engaging my front body to my back body, right? So I'm not popping out my booty and my chest, right? I'm trying to feel long through my center. When we inhale, we're going to let the knees move out towards the toes. I'm going to sweep the arms up. Exhale. Yeah, long legs, arms out. Yeah, a few times here. All right. Check it out. We're going to inhale the arms up. And as we exhale, keep the knees bent and see if you can bring the right elbow over the left elbow. You can give yourself a hug. You can keep fingertips up towards the ceiling. There could be a double wrap, palms together. Drop into the shape with the bent knees as much as you feel comfortable. We have 3 breaths. Breathing in. Breathing out 1. Breathing in. Breathing out 2. Breathing in. Breathing out 3. Untwine the arms. We're going to inhale up. Right, and then as we exhale, let the hands come back down by the sides of the body. We're going to find our warrior 2 facing the other direction. So I'll draw those left toes in a little more. Right toes are going to point out. Right, you might have to step the feet a little bit different. If you could shift your block over. And then, once we find ourselves in warrior 2 with the right foot forward, we're going to visit that flow again, right? So a little dancey back into peaceful warrior. Right, exhaling into extended side angle. So moving like you. We're going to come forward into our extended side angle, exhale, and the inhale that comes next takes us back to warrior 2. Now that left hand's going to slip behind the back. It could keep wrapping towards the hip if you want. Right palm's going to face up towards the ceiling. We're going to bend a little more into that right knee, and then we're going to reach forward and scoop up, into our peaceful warrior. Here for 3 breaths. Breathing in. Breathing out 1. Breathing in. Breathing out 2. Breathing in. Breathing out 3. Inhale one more time here. Let your exhale take right forearm to the right thigh. All right, left arm's going to free up. It can free up to the hip. It might stretch up towards the ceiling. right? You could take the arm overhead. Right? Maybe there's a little more bend in that front knee. Again, we can deepen this shape by bringing the right fingertips more towards the mat. Here's where we might use a block. You're shaping for 3 breaths. Breathing in, breathing out 1, breathing in, breathing out 2, breathing in, breathing out 3. Inhale back to your warrior 2. Exhale, hands to the hips, legs lengthen. All 10 toes are going to face the long edge of the mat again. And as the toes face the long edge of the mat, we're going to take the palms now to the lower back. Elbows come in towards each other. Chest lifts up towards the ceiling. We have 2 breaths here. Last breath here. And at the end of your exhale, let the arms release. Spine comes back to neutral. Here's where we're going to wade into the balls of the feet and pull the heels in. Right, so now the toes are at 11 and 1 o'clock. The knees are facing the toes. Again, to kind of draw the hip points up a little bit so we're long through the lower back. And then inhale, we're going to bend the knees, arms come up. Exhaling, back down. Yeah, a few times here. All right, here we go again. We're going to have one more inhale up, and then we're going to stay with the legs bent. And then as we exhale, now we're going to take the left elbow over the right elbow. Could be a hug. Could be fingertips towards the ceiling. Could do the double wrap with the palms. Drop into the shape with little lift to the elbows. Your expression. Goddess pose here for 3 breaths. Breathing in. Breathing out 1, breathing in, breathing out 2, breathing in, breathing out 3. Let the arms go. We're going to inhale, back up. Exhale, leave the legs long. Let the arms come down. Heel, toe, the feet back underneath the hips. Step them. Yeah, and then bring the palms together. Let the eyes be soft. Just giving yourself the opportunity to pause, feeling into your body space. Yeah, feeling into your heart space. Connecting again with inhale. And with exhale. As our next breath in comes, we can lift the gaze. The hands are going to release. Yeah, and then we're going to practice dancer pose today. So in dancer pose, we're going to want to reach back for a foot, right? You can see how that happens. If that doesn't happen readily, or it feels like it's a stretch, we want to feel like we could be in it with a sense of sustainability and ease. So this is where we can use a strap. Right? So if you reach easily for that foot, then you might choose not to use a strap. If we're using a strap, we're going to put a loop first around the left foot. This is a balance pose, right? So you could be by a chair, piece of furniture, or if you can, right, you can go to the wall so you can keep a hand on the wall. I'll give everyone the time to get to that space. All right. So if we have our strap, we don't make sure the metal part doesn't cut into your skin. It's gonna be a little bit like we're pulling it up over our shoulder. Yep. All right, your hand could be on your right hand could be on the wall, right? And I'm gonna draw that heel up, right? So it's kind of, I don't know, a little hee-ho. Yep, bring the heel up, right? And then check in with yourself. If that Left knee is out to the side. See if you can draw the knees back in towards each other. Right? So you're going to feel a big stretch through the front of the body. Right? And then we want to try to open up the shape a little bit. So the chest starts to lean a little more forward. If the hand's on the wall, it can move up the wall more. If you aren't using the wall and you have your hand in the strap, right, you can bring both hands to the strap. Right? You might just have your hand on the foot. You're shaping. Here we go for 3. Breathing in. Breathing out 1. Breathing in. Breathing out 2. Breathing in. Breathing out 3. All right, take your time coming out of the shape. 2. We're going to let both feet connect fully to the floor. And then we can transition the strap. So if we're using the strap, we're going to bring it now over to the right foot. Right, this side might feel different. If you're using something to balance at your side, you might have to shift with that relationship to the object. Right, we might have our hand again. Right, so if we're using the strap's kind of behind the back. Right, now my left hand can be on the wall. Right. We're standing strong on the left leg so we can pick up the right heel. Okay, so you're taking it up as much as you can. Right, you might be holding onto it just your hand. All right. Again, draw the knees in towards each other. All right, once we have this, there's a little bit of opening up, like a little U shape or arc to the front of the body. Fingertips can move up the wall more. If we're not using the wall, we're free in the room and we're using a strap, right? Both hands might come to the strap. If you have your hand on your foot, right, you can maybe press the foot more into the hand. Yeah, again, we're here for 3, your variation. We're going to breathe in 1, breathe out, breathe in 2, breathe out, breathe in 3, and breathe out. Again, take it down slow. Ooh. Yeah, once both feet are back down on the mat, we're going to go ahead and let the strap come off the foot. We can move it off to the side. Yeah, we're going to come to standing with the feet just a little bit wider than the hips. And then we'll let the hips swing side to side. And then bringing them back to center, we're going to swing the hips forward and back. And then coming back to center, let's put those together. Hips to the side, hips forward, hips to the side, hips back. Hips to the side, hips forward, hips to the side, hips back. Keep it in a 4-point movement, or if you want to smooth it out so it's more like a circle, you can do that. And as the hips come forward, let's reverse the direction. So hips to the side, hips back, hips to the side, hips forward. Hips to the side, hips back, hips to the side, hips forward. Right, same thing, 4 points, maybe more like a circle, moving like you. Let's take one more circle here. We're going to end with the hips forward. From there, we'll come back to neutral. Hop or quick step, feet back together. Good job. Inhale, shrug the shoulders up. Breathing in, exhale, out of the mouth, drop. Again. One more time. Nice job. Let's come back down onto our mat. We're gonna have a forward fold, and then we're gonna have a reclining twist, and then we're gonna have our final resting pose. So you might use your block in our forward fold, so that can be nearby. And if you like a blanket or anything like that for your final resting pose, then have that come to your space with you. So as we come onto our seat, we're gonna bring the soles of the feet together and the knees are gonna be out to the side. If you got stuffs, you can move stuffs around. And this one is a little bit more open, right? So it's not the heel super close to the body butterfly, it's more spacious. So there's a diamond shape in between my legs. So with this variation, we're leading with the crown of the head. I'm kind of like diving down towards my feet. So it could be that you could dive down and let the head connect on the block. It might not work at all, but I'm putting that up as an option. If this is a good shape for you and there's room, right, you can snuggle the hands under the legs, right? So you can come down and kind of hug under the legs, forehead towards the feet. Or top of the head towards the feet, more pardon. All right, so once you find the shape, right, and it might just be the head floating. Once you're there, you're there. We're gonna be here, just as we are, right, for 5 breaths. Yeah, we're gonna breathe in 1, breathe out, breathe in 2, breathe out, breathe in 3, breathe out, breathe in 4, breathe out, breathe in 5, and breathe out. Let your inhale slowly take the top of the head back up towards the ceiling. And as the head comes back towards the ceiling, we can bring the knees in towards each other. We're gonna roll onto our back. So check out that you have nothing behind you, and then we can kind of come on down with the thighs in towards the belly. Yeah, and as we come down, then we can stretch the arms out into the T shape. Knees are gonna first fall over to the left. Let the legs connect. You might drop a blanket underneath them, or maybe you're using that block now under the legs. Gaze can be over the right shoulder. 5 breaths here. Breathing in, breathing out 1, breathing in, breathing out 2, breathing in, breathing out 3, breathing in, breathing out 4, breathing in, breathing out 5. Use your next inhale to bring the knees and nose back through center. Right, exhale, second side, knees to the right. Use something under them if needed to let them connect. Gaze can be over the left shoulder. Same thing, 5 breaths. Breathing in, breathing out 1, breathing in, breathing out 2, breathing in, breathing out 3, breathing in, breathing out 4, breathing in, breathing out 5. Inhaling back through center. Keep the knees in towards the belly. Bring the hands up around the shins. We're going to give ourselves a big hug, nose to knees. And then as we exhale, we're going to come on down to our backs for our final resting pose. It might feel nice to find that bound angle shape again. We could let the knees fall back out to the side. The soles of the feet are together. Your body might feel better with the legs extended, or you might be doing something different. So definitely tapping into that. Yeah. And then if you want to tap in, bring a mudra, right, around with the hands around the belly, so below the navel, and it's with the thumb and the thumbs touching and the first fingers touching. So it could be that the palms flat around that. You could interlace the other fingers with that gesture. They could be a little stacked, so you can decide what to do depending on how you're shaping your body. But thinking about having the tips of the pointer fingers touching and the tips of the thumbs. Yeah. All right. And after we settle into our shape, we can let ourselves again connect to the breath. The seed sound for the second chakra is Vam. Vam. Okay, we're going to practice our relaxed breath. Right? If you want to add in that sound, seed sound with the exhale, you can do that. You can do that out loud. Everyone's muted, so you can certainly use outside sound. You can also say it internally. So if that resonates with you, then using Vam with the exhale. We're going to breathe in. We're going to breathe out. And we're going to breathe in for 1, 2, 3. Breathing out 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathing in 1, 2, 3. Breathing out 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathing in 1, 2, 3. Breathing out 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Continuing to count to yourself and to 3 out to 6 at your own pace. Yeah, lengthen out through the limbs. We can wiggle out through the fingers, the toes, circling wrists, ankles. Give yourself another stretch with the inhale. Arms can come overhead. And then as you exhale, knees can soften in towards the belly. You can move on to your side. And then from your side, make your way up to a seat. Eyes can stay soft. A hand can come to the heart. And a hand can come to the belly. Breathing in through the nose. Soft breath out of the mouth. Again, like that. And softening your head to your heart. Honoring the light within you. Seeing and honoring that same light in each and every one of us. Namaste.